Hi everyone, welcome to the newsletter video. It's a glorious day in Lanzarote, as you can see from the colour of the sky. And this week we're in the village of Tinajo. I'll just walk you through a little bit of this, and we're going to visit some other places around Tinajo as well. Beautiful Drago tree there. This is the plaza. They do a cracking nativity display here at Christmas time, and unlike many of them, which are miniatures in the different villages, the ones here in Tinajo are pretty much full-sized. So definitely visit if you're coming along. There's the church at the end of the plaza. It's what I'd call a proper village, Tinajo, in that it's got a real centre, which is this main street. To our right now we go towards Mancha Blanca, to our left to La Santa, and there's a roundabout at the end of the street there where you can go right towards the centre of the island and San Bartolome. There's a barber's here, there's a Bankia Bank, cafes, several little supermarkets, and everything you could need. So it's one of those self-contained places quite far away from other towns and villages, but you probably don't need to leave it that often if you live over this way. There's another very old Drago. They're really slow growing, these things, so that will be several hundred years old. They're called dragon's blood trees, Drago, because the sap is red. And every few years they break out with more branches, sort of tufts coming out the top. And here's the roundabout I mentioned earlier. That's also a major installation at Christmas time. They always have a fantastic light display on the roundabout at Tinajo. We always make sure we come over to photograph it and have a look at it. And there's the main drag we walked past earlier. So let's move on from here. So we're now in the beautiful little village of Mancha Blanca, which is a magical place for Lanzaroteños, and I'm going to explain why. The other side of that red mountain is Timanfaya, and when the eruptions from Timanfaya happened, the lava flowed all the way to here. And there's quite a long story which I won't bore you with, that a young girl met the Virgin Dolores, and she told her that if everyone prayed and they built a church on this spot, the lava would stop. And as you can see, this is where the lava stopped, right on the edge of the village, and never engulfed the village. And there's a cross marking the spot there, and there's the church that was subsequently built. The reason it remains important today is that we have an annual pilgrimage to Dolores, where islanders walk from all over the island to here to give thanks once again for the village being spared, for the lava flow stopping. And in this large area around us now, there is the most magnificent party. That happens in September each year. Unfortunately, it won't happen this year because of COVID. But there's the story of Dolores. Mancha Blanca is a village well worth visiting anytime. Across the road from the church, there's a market, local produce market. And as you can see, it's just a beautiful place. I love the colours of the hills around here, a red pecan hill over there to the right, and so on. So I'll just pan you back to the church and the lava once again, and the Canarian palm. Let's move on. We've come down the road now to the village of La Santa, and there it is, one main street going through, and if you go straight on that road it takes you up to Tinajo, where we were earlier. It's a fishing village. There's quite an interesting harbour entrance. You can probably see the fishing boats there, centre of the frame now. Worth watching them coming in from time to time, because it's quite a rough coast, this one, as you can see from the waves. It's quite a nice break out there. You can probably see some surfers middle of the frame at the moment, just waiting for the next one. Quite breezy over here. It certainly wasn't in the other villages we were at. And over there in the distance is the famous Club La Santa, which is one of the premier sporting destinations in the world, not just in Europe. Professional athletes, amateur athletes, loads of people come over here and enjoy 350-metre pools, a running track, a world-class gym, lots and lots of classes, and between us and there you can see the lagoon, which is fed from the sea but is completely sheltered. It's a great place to learn to windsurf. And then beyond La Santa there, of course, you've got the cliffs of Famara. And I'll just do a pan round. As I said before, gorgeous day here. The village itself got a couple of very good restaurants, terrific bike shop called Pro Bici, where you can hire bikes or buy top quality road bikes, a couple of supermarkets. That's about it. Very nice for a wander round though. There's a road that runs behind the main street on the ocean side, which is worth a wander through at some point. And in the distance there you can see where we've come down from earlier. So that's it for this week. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll give you one last shot of the ocean to think about. Hope to see you here in Lanzarote soon. Bye for now.